The word of the day is resilience, or what one of the business writers out there actually refers to as anti-fragile. Fragile meaning, of course, that when something takes damage, takes shock, is under stress, it gets weaker from the process. Anti-fragile, part of why I like that term as opposed to resilience, meaning that in the process of the strain, the shock, or the other stressful sort of situations, it comes out better and stronger and improved from having made it through that. We think of like things like muscle tissue in this family of things, where when you undergo stress with them, they improve. Now, granted, within a modest range. Go too far, it can still cause damage. Don't do enough, has no impact. But this is the thing, where we think about our path through life and the situations around us and how we proceed and find our way through our journey. I'm partial to the John Wooden quote that things turn out best for the people who make the best of the way things turn out. That when something comes up, something we get a curveball from life, some sort of thing that throws us off, we have different choices in how we respond to it, and that response is really all that was up to us. It wasn't up to us whether that outside thing happened to us. That's literally, it's an outside thing. What we get to say is whether or not in reaction to that we're going to tuck away and retreat, or whether we are going to fortify, strengthen ourselves, figure out how to next time be better braced for the impact of it, be better prepared for that sort of surprise when it happens. This is something that, again, happens in all sorts of scales. There have been moments in my business where it seemed like it was going not so great, but what I was able to do was tap into that as a learning opportunity for how to improve it in a way to ensure that that particular danger wouldn't be a risk to me again. There's things we're working on our security systems for some back-end things we've been improving for our organization. Any given time, there's some things that fail, there's some compatibility issues, there's some problems that new members might experience. We're able to iron those out in a way that doesn't just fix that one situation, but thereafter ensures that no one else will ever have that exact same problem come up again. Or if they do, then at least we know the answer off the top of our head because we've got it documented somewhere where we've made it clear somehow that there's an answer known here. We're not blocked by it anymore. And so when things come up, it's up to us as to whether or not we're going to use that as a chance to improve ourselves, improve our organization, improve our team, improve our project, whatever it is, or again, retreat from it. Use that as an excuse. One last story I'm going to share for this real quick. I've shared it before. I'm sure I'll share it again. It's an important one. Is I love the story of Nevermind. It was a game that creative director Aaron Reynolds has to do with some haptics and horror kind of experience built in Unity. And they had a Kickstarter that was unsuccessful. And so they did it again. And that Kickstarter was unsuccessful. Then they had an Indiegogo. And the Indiegogo was successful enough that, they were able to fund the project. And the project happened. And so many other people, if they have a Kickstarter and the Kickstarter doesn't work, retreat. They say that was a sign that the world thinks they shouldn't do it. What this team did instead was they learned from it. They changed their projections, they changed their scope, they rethought their strategy, they improved their techniques for how they prepared going into it, and got closer. And then each time they went through sort of this process, they're improving at it, of their ability to pull it off until they pulled it off. They didn't decide that because it didn't happen the first time they tried, therefore they quit. Which for so many people is why they'll never have a successful business. They'll never release a game that reaches a lot of players. They'll never finish something that they really feel proud of as an output because they're always expecting it to happen on the first try, or they decide it's not for them. And instead what has to happen is it's got to be through those experiences that test our resilience, that test our ability to recover and bounce back and get back and learn from things and recover from things. That's how we're going to be able to do things we need to do. We don't like to think about these things up front because it can be scary, because it can not feel encouraging to face the reality that to become a great boxer, someone's going to be knocked out some number of times. But that's how we get better at things. Nobody's born with an easy path, or at least a trivial path. There's always going to be these hurdles. And part of what happens when you see that as part of your path, it helps you appreciate that when these things come up, they're a test of your resilience. They're a chance for you to improve your resilience. They're a chance for you to become better at the thing rather than settling for the way you were before. That's it for today. Thanks for always tuning in. Have an everyday file tomorrow.